WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and
you start out sometimes and you can't find your keys, and now you can't find your eyesight, and you're looking for it. And I want to thank Mr. Flip for being patient with me today. We're going to get started, but we're going to start off very quickly, and we're going to go to a commercial break real fast, and we're going to bring on the actual Talk Beat Jones. But right now, I want to let you know that the program is on the air every Wednesday from 10 to 11. That's from 10 to 11 every Wednesday. And we have a repeat broadcast. That repeat broadcast is from Sundays from 8 to 9. And so if you miss it live, you can catch it on the replay. And we're going to get ready to go to a full commercial break. And then we'll come back and we'll start the Talk Beat Jones. So you stay where you are, and we're going to get prepared. And Flip, I found my glasses. I found my eyes. I was looking for them, couldn't find them, but now I got them. So we're going to get ready to go to a commercial break, and we'll come back after the commercial break shortly on the Talk Beat Jones.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Mattered. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick.
The virus will die.
It will be easy to not catch it.
Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer.
Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine.
To keep safe and strong.
Be like happy, having fun everywhere.
Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
you wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and
This is the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones and
Michelle Broughton on the Talk Beat Jones show.
And family, we want to thank you for being with us. Remember, we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 to 11, and then we're on a rebroadcast from 8 to 9 on a Sunday. Michelle, it's good to see you today.
And it's good to be here.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, as we come back with that Detroit Beat Report from our beat reporter, our everything, our analyst, our special jewel from Detroit, Miss Michelle Broughton. You want to take it away, Miss Michelle Broughton.
I want to say good morning, family. And again, the reports are showing that our whole entire state is now, the COVID is on the rise. So you just have to be careful, take care of your children. Every other day they're closing a school, or a school is found to have more cases, and people are in the same room, in the same venue, with either the person that is infected or carrying it, or tested positive. So I would just like to stay safe. Holidays are coming up, and families are traveling. People are coming in town. People are going out of town. Stay vigilant, because COVID hasn't gone away, and in our state it's going up, which I'm very concerned about.
COVID is worse now than when they talked about the other waves. And because the nation is now opened up, everybody wanted to go back to doing, quote, the normal things, the normal games, the normal entertainment, etc. And yet we still have all of those folks that we talked about some months ago that have not been vaccinated and haven't got the shots in the arms. And what would happen? And now we're seeing that we talked about is happening. And we still have folks still talking about, I don't need the shots. The science says this and the science says that. And we still have our folks that are being infected. We still have our folks who are dying. Okay? We have folks who are still having this long haul situation going on.
And we have breakthrough cases.
Talk about it.
So people have both shots. They're vaccinated fully. And I believe that's why they brought the booster in. But they're having breakthrough cases. It's on the news. I'm just saying what the facts are. So we still, even if you are vaccinated, keep your hands washed. When you're in public, keep your mask on, stay your distance, because now you're having breakthrough cases, and we need more information. But what I do know, my friends and family are getting sick. My students are getting sick. And so I'm just trying to say, family, stay safe. That's all.
You know, when we're talking about this, as we're speaking now, because we want what we wanted, and we wanted to be free to make our own decisions, to go where we want, to do what we want. Now we're seeing what happens when we are like children and we want the extra ice cream or we want the extra candy. You get sick. You don't have the injections. We have folks who, I don't care what they see, whatever you say, they're not going to get the injections. But they say that's their right. And I can agree with that. That's your right. But you should put yourself in a bubble. You should put yourself in a bubble. We know that's not going to happen. So, folks, like I mentioned last week, I went to Myers. We're talking about the 6 months. I went to Myers to inquire about the booster situation, getting the booster shot. Question was, or have you gotten medicines from Myers before? No. Have you had your injections? Yes. The man checked with the pharmacist. The pharmacist told him that I have to wait 6 months. This is at the pharmacist on 8 Mile, family. I'm hearing last night again, they're talking about the exceptional cases. And I mentioned to them, yeah, but for the different cases, it's okay to get the booster now. And the pharmacist told him, no, 6 months. So are we having confusion? Or, you know, I was told, because my father in California, again, I don't know if it's state-to-state differences, but my father in California received the booster shot and the flu shot on the same day. What do you think about that, Michelle? I'm wondering, is there a difference between, you know, because all things that's okay in California may not be okay in Detroit. The 6 month mandate may be somewhat different. That's why I was asking last week.
Yeah, I'm not clear, but what I would do is call the Detroit Health Department, and then they can give you all the answers, because they will either give you the booster if you qualify as, I guess in our state, 65 and older, if you have compromised immune system, or if you work somewhere like the hospital, possibly, they will send you where you can get the booster. The flu shot and the booster together, I don't know, because that means you are, your body has to recover and heal. You do have to get the flu shot if you're accustomed to that. And nobody wants to get the flu, because now up in U of M, I believe it is somebody's college, there is a, it's terrible. It's running rampant. The flu.
The flu?
The flu. And so everybody in that town, they're saying get the flu shot, and the college is infected with the flu epidemic going on. So they don't know where it came from or why, but it's happening.
Well, they have stated before, because, Michelle, that because we are now so anxious about taking off the masks, they had attributed the mask to why the flu situations were so low last time.
Right. Last year, nobody had the flu.
And they predicted that we're going to have a situation because the mask mandate is now basically, you know, you look at these games, you look at these entertainment venues, etc. Folks don't have any masks. So when we talk about the breakthrough, they had told us that the variant, we're talking about the variant of the flu, of the COVID-19. So when we talk about breakthroughs, etc., we have no idea if these are other variants to the COVID-19 that are mutating consistently, so that there's always something that, even though you have had the injections and you have a compromised immune system, because this is what I'm seeing, people who have a compromised immune system are the ones that's being affected.
Right.
So, come on, y'all.
Take care. Be careful. Stay vigilant.
So wash your hands, as they say. Wash your hands. Be careful. You know, when you're into those special family situations, and people say, "Well, that's my friend. That's my," you know, they're like family. Well, they're like family, but you don't know what's happening with them. So be careful. Be careful. You know, I'll just say the headline that you said. Michigan leads nation in new COVID cases. Michigan leads the nation, and they're talking about now they don't have room in the hospitals. And if we remember, family, they told you once they start getting to this situation that they would be in a situation where they are going to determine who's going to live and who's going to die. Because if you don't have the room in the hospitals for the patients, you will determine, we can take this one because they may have a potential to recover. This one, their chances are low, so we're going to put them on the back burner.
Right.
You know, so this is where we are.
So just stay safe.
Yes.
And I wanted to, on a different note,
Yes, ma'am.
share a story, the power of prayer.
The power of prayer.
The power of prayer. But it's light. It's just the power of prayer. So today, I'm in the line
Yes.
to get a coffee. You know, I won't advertise where I was, but to get a coffee. And then I said, oh my God, I forgot my wallet. I said, oh, please just let it be some change in my purse, because I'm already in line, I already placed the order. So I'm scrambling like I do in my purse looking for the change. And when I get up to the counter, she says, oh, miss, don't worry. She says, you're taken care of. The person in front of you paid it forward.
Oh, wow.
So this is a gift. I said, oh, my. I said, I'm sitting in line praying. Oh, please let me. So it's a small prayer, but it's the power of prayer.
Yes.
So even though this is the season, it happened once in July. Again, somewhere. And then somebody, when I get up to the counter, they said they didn't want to be thanked. That was just what they were doing, passing it forward. And I just happened to be the person that they chose for that. So either be a gift to somebody or accept a gift, because they're out there, and you just got to wait.
You know, I understand that, and I think that's a wonderful, beautiful thing, because sometimes you see a situation and it reminds you of a situation that you may have been in, and someone paid it forward for you. So that's a wonderful thing. I'm glad that person understands that you're an angel and they blessed you.
Yes, blessed for sure.
So now, what's going on in Detroit before I start blabbering about this trial of
injustice? No justice?
Aubrey.
It's a shame. So in Detroit, real quick, city council seems to pick up some speed at the end. They had all summer, all year. Now they want to push through things and vote for stuff. And I just thought that was amazing that they were hurrying up, passing, voting on things that affect Detroiters.
Or is this the council
on contracts? The city council of Detroit.
I mean, the ones that were
the ones that are in place now, the old ones.
That's in place.
In place, are voting and doing all kinds of things. And also in Detroit, last night I was on a call. Do you know they're trying to erase our history or whitewash downtown? They are talking about getting rid of the Joe Louis Fist. They are talking about taking away the plaque and the information about the Underground Railroad, the marker that shows where the people at the time would cross the river. And in that beautiful statue that was put there for young Detroiters to learn their history about what happened in this area that we live in. That is a part of everyone's history, and that's the Underground Railroad. They're trying to get rid of it.
Do you know that RoboCop statue is ready to go up?
He's not real. That's something that was created by somebody.
He is white folks' imagination, and this is what...
he's an idol, right?
He's going to be there with all of that, his power. That one person is representing what? The folks who hold the power. They may not have the majority.
Not yet.
But they hold the power. And remember, I can't tell you how many years ago that was a designated situation to make a statue of the RoboCop. And it's somewhere in Detroit now, somewhere. And they want to put that up down there. So this is, as you say, the difference, the changeover of Detroit's history. And I've got books on the Detroit history.
Yeah.
Did you know Detroit used to be a white city?
Yeah, I lived it.
Oh, okay.
Mayor Coble and all of those folks.
Okay.
The stress and the Big Four. Oh, yeah. I know personally.
So it was just stressful to live in this city? Is that what you're talking about?
Very stressful.
So was there a unit that was called Stress?
Oh, yeah.
Patrol unit?
Yeah.
Okay.
And all they did was harass black people in their own communities.
Question here is about, and just take a few moments about this Aubrey case. If I see you walking down the street or running down the street, and I tell you, hey, come here, do you have the obligation to stop and respond to that man or that woman telling you to stop, come here, I want to talk to you?
A regular citizen, absolutely not.
Elaborate on if you're walking or running down the street in a white neighborhood, per se, and someone comes out and says and tells you.
But he lived there. He was a resident.
I understand, but I'm saying, right, a dot is a dot.
Right.
And he was just a dot in the neighborhood. Obviously, the people did not respect or recognize that dot being in that neighborhood. But what I'm saying here is that Aubrey was told, they're saying in the trial, the attorney saying, wait, he was told to pull over. I mean, he was told to stop. He was told to stop because the man said he wanted to talk to him, so he was stopped. He was supposed to stop, and he didn't stop.
But we don't actually know that happened. That could be a lie.
But but
he doesn't have the obligation to stop.
Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. For those who do not follow the trial. The information that I'm giving to you right now, folks, is not a hearsay.
Right.
This is in the court documents because the attorneys
are setting it up.
The attorneys brought this in, and this is the way that it is framed. Mm-hmm. I'm giving you what is accepted into the courts, that this person or these people was telling Aubrey, I want to talk to you. Come here, stop. And he wouldn't stop. And they continued to talk about the fact that he was given commands by these people, and he refused to adhere to their commands. Now, this is making him a criminal because he refused to stop, because the white man wanted him to stop and talk to him, he says, but he just kept moving. He didn't, and what made it worse, Aubrey kept moving, but he didn't say anything. So that was terrible because he didn't even say anything. He just kept going. So do you have the obligation to have to stop because somebody says, hey, you over there, stop. I want to talk to you.
Just flip the script. They don't stop when you ask them to stop.
Well,
they didn't stop at the, January 6th, and they were told to stop.
Yeah. So, but what we're talking about is this trial, and the way that they have orchestrated what the obligation of Aubrey, what he was supposed to do. So when you're looking for justice, when you start off right there, and then you can go through the other things, but if you go through right there, you can see the temperament, or the template of how they've set this trial and the framing of how Aubrey did not do what the white folks told him to do. Stop. I want to talk to you. Do you know they even talked about the fact that he attempted to carjack one of the guys? Huh?
He was running, right?
But I'm saying, if you don't watch and hear what these folks are saying, you would totally, misunderstand the proposal procedure of trying to try these folks. They're not trying to try them.
No.
They're not trying to try them. They're saying to white folks, that black guy, we told him to do something, he didn't do it. So, so from that, and he looked like he might have had a gun. He's running. His hands are up here, running. For folks who can't see, my hands are going up and down so you can see my hands because they had photographs or video, and you can see him running. No time is he reaching for his hip for a gun. He is running. So where is the process of talking about they're fearful that he may be armed? I just need to put that out for some folks to add up for themselves to understand. It's not like just you and I talking, saying, well, this ain't right, that ain't right, but it's in the trial, it's in the court, it's in the court records. We don't have any effect of whether it's right or wrong. Mm-hmm. It's what the jury has been presented and accepted as, okay, we're going to hear that. Anyway, I'm through with that. But I just needed to, to put a little something like that because, don't want to talk about the young boy that has GQ style in the court, the one that killed those folks, the young guy. You know what I'm talking about, family. If you don't know, you need to read or check this out. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think his mama trained him because who cries like that? Was so fake. His mother had to train him because that was horrible.
His attorneys.
That was horrible.
His attorneys, folks, let me tell you. Your attorneys are the persons that tell you how to do, how to act, how to conduct yourself, etc. Do you know that boy has a different suit and shirt and tie every day in court, looking fine, looking great. And I'll tell you about that crying. Entitlement. But for men out there, I'm going to tell you something just in general. What he did was tugged at least one person's heart. One person's heart. Do you realize all he has to do is get one? And to see a young boy, man, cry like that.
Horrible acting. But who cried for the people he murdered? And he gets to live, and those families are suffering, and then the other that didn't die has to live with those wounds for the rest of their life. Who's crying for them?
Well, we do have an idea that justice is not blind. Is it? Or do they wear glasses?
That judge sounds like he's on the other team. He is not. he's overkill.
And the last question with that is, I'm wondering, those 300 judges that Donald Trump appointed, what type of cases are they responsible for being the judge over?
There's something to find out.
That's something to understand. He put together 300 judges, folks, that are seeing trials like you talking about the Aubrey, potentially. I don't know. So I'm asking if there's anyone who understands what type of trials those judges will be hearing. Then in watching this trial with Aubrey, you can see how the judges can play that game.
Yes.
What type of game is it? Take about 2 minutes before we go to commercial break and tell us what you see the judge doing, please.
I don't think that they are, at this point, fair. They are showing their hand. They are prejudiced, and especially when they think they have to be the defense attorney for the accused, something's wrong with that. They should step down, be excused, because they are putting their beliefs on the case before it's tried. So they're just showing their hand, and I just think it's slap in the face, you know, because if they're appointed, they're there for a long time.
And as we prepare to go to the commercial break, I want to say this. Organizers look to grow pot decriminalization movement in Detroit. And, you know, with this pot growing, etc., we know who controls it. But on the front page, they show you two black guys. They show you
Optical illusion.
Optical illusion. I mean, they're going to make their money. But we know, because they're talking about these mushrooms, these
psychedelics.
Psychedelic, yes. I'm from California, and that's big. That could be big business. But with that big business,
capitalism.
Michelle, take us to the commercial break.
Family, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The environment is so friendly. Always feel like home.
We have so much support from the staff. You meet people who are like you.
I always had a passion to help others, so this is the perfect place for me.
You're not afraid to reach out. Flora Kiwang, Cameroon.
Maklit Shonga, Ethiopia.
Javed Khan, Bangladesh.
Dennis Kerr, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
It gives you what you need for the future.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine. To keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
You're watching WHPS TV, Detroit Live.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and
All right, we're back with the Talk B. Jones. I am Billy E. Jones
and Michelle Broden here on the Talk B. Jones show. Something else I like to bring up.
What is that?
It's the holiday season, and people are shopping online and on their phones. Beware. If you didn't order it, if you're not a part of it, don't click on it, because they are scamming people, telling them they're going to get a free gift card, and it's not a free gift card. And in that way, they get into your accounts and they steal your money. We still have porch pirates going on, so make sure you're home when you order those packages so that you can retrieve the packages, and porch pirates don't snatch your package that you want for the holidays. But it's a big thing. It was on the news. It was also on the national news that they are really scamming, trying to use trickery so that you can click on the wrong information, and then they capture your information, and then therefore now you are trapped in this vertex, and you have to get your money back. You have to report it. You have to remember what you clicked on in the first place. But you got to be vigilant. If you don't order from Amazon, don't click on Amazon. If you didn't order from Walmart, don't click on Walmart. It's a trick. And nobody's giving you anything for free, but they are taking everything that you might have.
What about these sites that may be popping up and saying that they're selling things just to get your credit card?
You can't trust it. You can research it. They say look for the misspelled words. Check the URL. I wouldn't check
what is the URL for those who are not?
The HTTPS, the address in which either it comes from or they're telling you to type in to open it up to get into your credit card. They're doing all kind of things, and the banks are saying that they're sending a notification. Oh, we want to make sure this is your account. Can you give us your PIN number? The bank never asks for your PIN number. The bank will never ask for your verification code. You know why? Because it's right in front of them, and if it's the bank, they already have your information.
Let's see if I can get this call in. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there? Yeah.
Sounds like I hear
Caller,
someone.
talk to me.
Great rising.
Oh, great rising to you, Minister Malik Shabazz.
How are you and Sister Michelle doing? Y'all are certainly looking handsome and beautiful.
Now,
Thank you, and I hope
listen,
we're giving out good information.
I'm going to be real. Now, don't even do that to me. Now, you know that's all to Michelle. Come on.
And good morning to you.
She looks more beautiful than you do handsome.
Well, hey, Flip, let's give him a one shot on her and take me out of the scene, because he's trying to push something on me here. No. There you go. Now, does that look better for you, Mr. Malik?
You know it does.
All right, I just want to just make your day.
Thank you very much.
You did. I wanted to congratulate. Oh, I'm getting an echo.
That's okay, brother. Now, I'll tell you like Sam said, about them phones.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do. But I wanted to congratulate Detroit, those who did come out and participate in the electoral process. Of course, the numbers were not what we wanted and not what we needed. But we have to thank those who do.
Yes, we do.
We have to thank them. We have to applaud them. And we have to encourage our young people to vote. And in order to do that, you got to take your babies with you when you go to vote.
All the
Male
time.
and female.
That's right.
You have to see it.
I was so proud. I didn't have to make, force, or drag my 24-year-old to go to the polls and vote. And when I got there, the people say, "We saw your son." I'm like, I'm glad. But we do have to do a better job, and I'm praising the young people that did go. We have to get more.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be upon us, the real workers, because your clerk surely didn't do a campaign to get out and vote. You know, we need help, and I guess we have to help her because it's too important. Too many things are coming across that ballot, and if we don't go and do what we need to do, then, you know, results come out different. But you're right. Everybody, congratulations. Thank you. I hope your candidate was successful. I hope your proposal passed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, for
but
those
what
who don't
I'm
know,
most proud of is Mary Waters.
Yes.
You know, and
you get a
a
double.
lot
Okay,
of
I'm late.
people like to cry sour grapes. Well, name recognition. Let me tell you something.
Put
you
in the
even
work.
have name recognition, but you got to let people know you're there. You're
That's right.
People just don't know. And not one person on one door or on one street corner passing out literature said anything bad about Mary Waters.
Not one.
The only thing they said is thank you.
That's
I didn't
right.
know she was running. Thanks, Malik.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
I'm
got
gonna
the
vote for
same
Mary. Are
response.
you
I
kidding?
knocked on many doors. Me, as well as my grandchildren, like you said. I took my grandchildren with me to show them the activism, which you need to do. And before we went out, I gave them the education on the candidate we were promoting, which was Mary Waters. Because somebody's going to say, hey, little boy, hey, little girl, what are you passing this out? What is it? They had the information. We knocked, we walked, we went to the grocery stores, we told everybody we could. We also made phone calls, not the little people I did.
Yeah.
And we put in the work. It's a groundwork.
Incumbent.
That's right.
The money was with the incumbent, the billboards, the lawn signs. I mean, we didn't have very many lawn signs, but we did wonders.
Yes.
With what we had. We put them on people's lawns.
Yes.
I do not like lawn signs on freeways. We put them on people's lawns where people live.
Right. And vote.
And we worked. And many people worked. And it was a coalition.
Yes, it
Michelle.
was. Yes, it was. A
But
lot
I
of
don't
us.
want people to think, Mary, it was just like Michael Jackson was running.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, we were working. We're in the background. And the people, if you hear, if you see, you know, because you saw him out there, you saw me out there, and you saw the coalition. You saw all the workers out there. Because all of us was telling the same information, singing the same song, giving out the same information. There was a lot of us out there trying to get our candidate elected. We worked.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
and you did a home run.
Yes.
Home run. She won. She came all the way home to become the city council person at large.
Yes.
Yes.
Minister, what type of heat do you take when you're doing your campaigns and et cetera? You got people that love you. You got people that may have some words that are discouraging to you or to people who love you. How do you take that?
Well, you know, obviously I'm human. I am a sensitive kind of guy. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I try to do the things I do. I mean, everybody wants to be loved and appreciated and understood and overstood, not misunderstood.
Correct.
But the more people talk bad about me, the harder I work.
True.
So keep on talking.
You working
That's
day.
right.
You working day and night, then, bro.
That's right.
You know, Damian Lillard, if you remember that commercial, Dame Dollar with the Portland Trailblazers, he's a bad motor scooter.
From Oakland, California, and he is from Oakland, California. Oakland, California.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had the commercial. You remember when he wouldn't make the All-Star team every year. He'd make it every other year. And they asked him, well, what you got to say about all that hate? He said, thanks for the motivation. So when they talk about me negatively on shows and Facebook or whatever, whatever it may be, I take it as motivation, brother. I got God, and I got the love of the best woman that I could get. And I talk to them about how I feel. I let my guard down with them about these things and how it hurts. And then I just roll up my sleeves and work harder, stronger, doper, deeper, deeper, and I give God the glory.
That's right.
Talk to me.
That's right.
You know, we talked earlier about the little white boy on trial crying, fake. We've been in the studio and we've watched you with the missing persons. We watched you with the murdered persons and etc. And we've watched you become so touched, so full on the air, on the airways in Detroit. We have watched you let the rain fall down to your eyes, run down your cheeks on the air because your heart was hurting. Tell us about those moments, sir.
Well, you know, Billy, you know, there was a prophet called Jeremiah, and they called him the weeping prophet. I don't call myself a weeping man, but yeah, I do cry when I think about 93-year-old great-grandmothers suffering home invasion from 4 people who look like me, ain't none of them 21, and they break in and they rob her and they beat her and they rape her. I cry about that shit, and I'm not ashamed. I wonder why we don't. Why all of us ain't crying. Why all of us in our own way, it ain't got to be in my way, but in our own way, ain't doing more, saying more to stop this type stuff from going on. Yeah, I cry. I'm human. I'm a human being. And you gonna tell me a 93-year-old woman was beaten, robbed, and raped in her home by 4 cats that look just like me? Ain't none of them 21, they kids. Just like that fool Rittenhouse. He's a kid. Now, don't let him off, but he's a kid. And we need to ask ourselves, what is happening with the children? Black and white, all colors, but especially us, because whenever something is dastardly or horrific, we are overrepresented, and if it's something good and luscious and beautiful, we are underrepresented, if we have any rep at all.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, I cry about these things, and I don't have to know you to care. I claim Christ.
Why do you carry
justice Christ?
Why do you?
So I don't have to know you to care.
Why do you on your show? You have a little ball. You have a little ball in front of you. You carry with you all the time, basically. What is that little ball, and why do you carry it? Do you remember what we're talking about?
Yeah, that ball is Nathaniel Messiah Townsend Jr. ball. This is a
little miniature basketball.
4-year-old boy, little man, baby boy, murdered at his grandma's house on the other side of town from me, on Burwood. And as we're working over there and doing door-to-door and whatnot and raising money for the reward, and every dime went to the reward.
Okay.
That ball was calling me. And so I grabbed my granddaughter ball. She was 3 last year. She just turned 4. But Nathaniel Messiah Townsend Jr., listen to that, Messiah, like the Messiah, hated without a cause, murdered, lynched without a cause. This little baby is murdered without a cause. Now she is, my granddaughter is his age now. So I got her ball and his ball, and I try to keep those balls with me most of the time so that when them people you asked me about earlier are doing their thing on me real swell, it reminds me of what's important and to stay focused and to not lose myself into my personal hurt feelings, because I do have feelings.
But Minister, them folks was folks that was in your corner. Them folks came to you asking for your help, and now we don't have to go get all into it, but the story of your life seems that people will come to you. You do all that you can do, and if some flea gets in the mix, some FLEA, flea gets in the mix, they turn on you. And they go very public when they turn on you. So we want the folks to understand that it's great that to have a podcast, it's great to have this and that, etc. However, Minister Malik's programs is on the air on Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. Minister's on the air from 8 to 10 on Saturday. Dr. Professor Confense is on from 11 to 12. So the voice that he has to deal is very strong. And also on a Wednesday, the Talk Beat Jones, folks may not remember, I've been doing this for a number of years, but even while I was doing and putting together Talk Beat Jones, I was on the air for Minister Malik Shabazz, which makes the Talk Beat Jones somewhat of an outgrowth from that program. So when you're doing these things, you can understand on a Wednesday, Minister will have the voice to be able to speak. Now you see, he ain't jumping. He ain't calling no names. He ain't getting nasty. But you know who you are. I know who you are. And believe this understanding that my voice is the one that will call your name. I will call your name. And I will have the voice, and the minister will have the voice also on a Wednesday. And I'm going to say this. I believe in this man. I believe in this man. When you've gone through the travels I've gone through, and I've seen a television, a black station taken, and I've seen that same folks try to take this station, and I know who was the warrior, who was the black knight for this station for 18 months in the snow, in the rain, in the heat, in the whatever, with the people out there marching to keep this station so we could say TV 33 WHPR, that's our station. Did you do that, Minister Malik Shabazz?
Oh, you did.
Yes. With the help of others and some of my other members, and Akila, Deacon Bruce. So you get in trouble when you start naming.
Well, don't name the names. Just don't name the names. You're gonna do it.
But yeah, we marched for 18 months for our station when Comcast was completely out cold. Comcast helped to close down the station for which you became famous.
Well, let me jump in real quick. Not only did they close the Soul Beat television network station, but they closed. They were on the process of closing all of the black stations. I had the material from the vice president, so we got the documents from the people who were doing the negotiating and saying we can take the black stations because they're not serving the black folks with commercials and those type of things, and the folks won't buy into it. But we can take those stations and we can take and produce the commercials that they will come and give to us. People talk about BET. BET was only 1/3 owned by Johnson. Back in the day, he was being fronted by those corporations. And people saying, oh, black this, black that. Let's get it straight, folk. And you saw that when it came to the bottom line, he had to take his third, made him a billionaire. But guess what? The moniker BET that he does not own, and we still hollering about ours, and all the celebrities hollering about, ooh, BET. Folks, it's a whitewash. I mean, don't get me giving you the history. I'm here. Been here almost 20 years now. Malik Shabazz, when I said he was the baddest man out here per se, we got people who've talked about, I used to be on TV, I used to be on the radio. Malik has been consistent. And his relationships with the people that are in charge, the people who are advocates, you can't talk about that. You can't beat that. He works on both sides of the aisle. For what reason do you do that, Mr. Malik Shabazz? Real quickly, tell us before I let Michelle talk to you real quick.
For the people. I do it for the people. People think we mess around with elected officials or boards or Crime Stoppers or the deputy chief or chiefs or whatever, Crime Stoppers, because we're in love, enamored with them. No, it ain't never about them. It's about us. It's about moving the ball down the field. You'd be surprised at how many people that are Duncan critics, and they have a right to be. He's elected.
No,
they
Minister,
have a right to be,
Minister,
but they call looking for help.
Minister, now, because we just got another time slot, and I do want Michelle to have this time to talk, stay there. Miss Michelle Broughton.
Real briefly, I'm just going to also add to the conversation. I believe in you because I know for a fact you are out there working. I won't say where, but my grandparents lived in the area where I'm going to tell you what you did in a minute. And I kept telling her she couldn't go to that store because she's going to get poisoned. But she didn't have a car. This is my grandmother. And that's all she could do. You were the one with your people and your might that said, close this grocery store down. They're selling bad meat. They're pouring dye on it. The meat was dead, and they were pouring, I guess, red dye on it to make you think it was okay. But I know you're in the community for the people because you didn't know my grandmother, and we didn't know each other back then. That was a long time ago. But I know that you do not want the people sick. You don't want the children sick. And if the store is wrong, it needs to close because they don't care about the community. They just come in and steal our money. That's all they do. Capitalism. Right. But you cared about the health of the people and you educated the people. Don't go there. This is wrong. Until they do right, don't buy nothing out of this store because it's rotten meat. And you proved it.
Yes, ma'am. That's a testimony. Wow.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's the whole process. You see, Minister, if those folks, like I said, if we talk and we speak about that is being done for those who don't know, see, the fools out there who tell folks things that they want them to hear because they know they don't know. So when they hear that, they take that as the gospel.
Right. But he got it done. Yes. He didn't just talk. Yes. He got it done.
Yeah. So what we're doing is letting folks know, because again, as we said, you're seeing the beginning process of the Talk Beat Jones. We're giving you an opportunity to see some of the laying down some of the things that's going to be coming forward, and the viewpoints, the expressions, the unraveling, the researching, the truth telling, and the ability to say to you, Minister, when they jump you, guess who else they jumped? ugh, and they can get nasty. They can get
That's
nasty because
all
I don't
right.
have any.
Thank you.
I don't have any connections. I don't have anybody that I owe any favors to. All I can do is tell the truth. And I say to those who are good folks, don't do wrong, because the Jones will have to talk to you on the air. Michelle, you
Keep
do the
it up
closeout.
with the Joneses.
That's right. So we love and appreciate you. Hope to hear from you next week. And family, stay safe. And I'll see you soon.
Well, Malik, thank you very much, brother. We'll talk to you very much. Appreciate you. And don't forget, Saturday from 7 to 8, your program is on. From 8 to 10, you're on live. And from 11 to 12, Dr. Convence. And from 11 to 1 on that Superstation 910, you're on from 11 to 1. Thank you, Minister. Got to let you go.
Thank you. Y'all be blessed.
Thank you.
All right. Give our closeout, Michelle.
Family, again, stay safe. COVID is real. Enjoy each other. Be kind to each other. And I hope it works out for all of us, because we need resources in our neighborhood to live better, to do better.
And they say if you know better, you'll do better. That's from somebody I know.
It is.
Is that
It is. We're not going to say.
Okay. But we still, yes,
but
we
just
took it.
be vigilant and take care of one another, because like Malik said, those kids belong to somebody. Let's treat our kids with love, and let's make sure they know their manners. It comes from home. So everybody, we'll see you soon.
All right.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere, because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And
Thank you.